are from a South Indian background and your husband is from Gujarat. So it's basically a plot to the movie of two states. So tell us, what was the phase like for both of you?
See, I met my husband.
Is there any special message that you want to give to all the working women?
All the females, it is like the doors are open, opportunities are there, grab it. I know it is difficult, but it is not impossible.
Hello everyone, welcome to HOK Talks, a show where we talk about real stories, their personal journeys, and their achievements. Today we are not talking about policies or paperwork, but the things that don't usually come into their resume. We have today Mrs. Supriya Dodia, who's the head of HR at Konverge Technologies. Hi Supriya, how are you?
Hi Kunal, I'm good. Thank you for having me here.
So you have had a very long career in HR. It's been, I think, more than 15 years. The misconception that everyone has is, it's all about policies, paperwork, and sending those friendly emails and, reminders. So what is that? You can enlighten us and, tell us the real story of how, you go about it.
Yes, definitely. Would like to answer this. Is when it comes to policies, friendly emails, and all that is all part of HR job, but that is not a full-fledged activity what we do, right? Because apart from this is talent acquisition, nurturing the talent, training them, getting out the best performances, then creating a good environment, creating a positive culture is also an important aspect when it comes to HR function. So it is not only limited or restricted to policy or emails. That is a part but not a complete aspect when it comes to HR function.
Okay, so the misconception that everyone has is just a part of the HR roles and responsibilities that one does. Again, there is a thing that HR's role is very easy to do. HR does not have to do much in the organization. But we have seen you work, we have seen your teammates work as well. How do you handle different situations, difficult situations as well at work?
See, handling difficult conversation or situation, it is again the part of our job only. It is being very transparent in your communication. Then when it comes to being open to feedbacks, then is hearing out employees, because once employees they feel heard, they will open up, they will share their perspectives, and they want someone who can guide them, mentor them. So I think being transparent and making them feel comfortable is the best way out to this.
Okay. So you mentioned about transparency, and I think it's a given that transparency within an organization can make or break employees' trust in the organization as well as the colleagues that they work with. So, are there any initiatives that you can share with us today, that actually promotes and you have implemented a transparent workplace at Converge?
Yes, definitely. I'll tell you, we have created employee handbook, we have created policy document. So whenever any employee is onboarded, so we have a complete detailed induction process wherein employees are guided on the company policies, because that will provide them a clarity when it comes to what exactly is the organization culture. Okay, then we also seek the acknowledgement so that they've understood the points and their queries are being answered. Apart from that, we also run pulse surveys. We also have net promoter score wherein where we calculate, and we also have feedback sessions. So which happens quarterly, and it is not only restricted to certain timelines. HR, like I said earlier, also it is they are approachable wherever employees feel they have certain queries, grievances, they can come up to HR. We have a proper hierarchy created wherein employees can speak up, discuss, and get a resolution for whatever queries they have.
So how do you go about it? Say an employee is not, forthcoming with the grievances that they have or the suggestions that they have, how do you make them open up and share that feedback with you or your team?
See, I'll tell you there are different kinds of employees. Certain people are introverts, certain people are extroverts, right? So, few people, it is like, not necessary they will come to you directly, but there are instances wherein you come to know certain, their concerns through other mediators as well. So, what I do whenever such feedbacks are highlighted, I in person speak to those employees and discuss about their concerns so that they feel valued, important, and they definitely open up in such situation.
Right. I think that's the right way to approach, I feel, because if an employee is not forthcoming, he may have, or may start feeling that he's being neglected, or
Correct,
he may think of moving on from the organization. So, I mean, we've spoken one aspect for an employee, but there is another aspect that has become very common these days for a new joinee, I would say. I'm talking, of course, about ghosting. It's becoming very common these days. But can you tell us from your side, your perspective, why does it happen, and what exactly is it?
See, ghosting is all about when an candidate stops responding, and stops responding can be during the interview process, also in between, or it can be also after taking up the offer and not providing that acceptance. Also, there would be a situation wherein he accepts the offer, but after that stops responding. Okay, there have been such instances, and I feel that is going to keep on happening, because there will be not a complete control to it, but yes, we can lessen that by finding out the root cause why is it happening. And yes, I feel through an engagement from interview process till onboarding, if we increase that, that can lessen it, but not a complete control would be possible to it.
So, is there an example where you felt that a new joinee was about to ghost, or say he had already ghosted, and you basically convinced, your team basically convinced them to come on board after that?
See, there has been instance wherein we were prepared about it that employee would have ghosted. Okay, because what happens in this, the way the generation is moving, and in such fast-paced industry, people have multiple offers. Okay, so not necessary due to monetary wise only people switch. There could be instances wherein because of maybe the location wise, or there are several aspects to it. So when we come to know that such instances going to happen, so that time we try to take some precautionary steps, wherein connecting with those people and explaining them the employee benefits what they're going to have with our organization, so we are able to convert people.
So, absconding without notice is becoming increasingly common. So, what would be your suggestion, and how it impacts the organization?
See, absconding is not at all acceptable, I'll tell you, because like I said, our employee handbook and when it comes to the policies are predefined properly. If you go through that, if you're able to serve notice period, what would be the procedures that is in line, and if you're not serving the notice period and you plan to breach the agreement, then what would be the consequences. Everything is specified in that. Like a simple example, if you're not serving notice period and you directly plan to abscond, why will the company issue an experience letter? Right. But if you serve the complete notice period, then when it comes to the FNF procedures become simple, the releasing documents, BGV, everything is connected, so it is going to benefit you as an employee, right? So it's better to be ethical, serve the notice period. But yes, there could be a situation where an employee is not able to serve notice period, and it would be maybe some important personal reasons. So there is an open communication policy defined. Come and speak to your reporting manager. After that, follow the hierarchy, probably HR, and then the final level is management. But I always recommend don't proceed to the management directly. Go as per the hierarchy, and everything as a solution. So it's better we focus on the solution and follow the procedures that will benefit the employee.
So there we have seen some instances where organizations are reluctant to hire Gen Zs. So what's your take on that?
See, I'll tell you, Gen Z, it is like, they have become quite famous now. But you have to look at the positive and negatives both, okay? Positives, I'll say, they are the creative thinkers, innovative, and they'll come up with, new ideas. Then when it comes to new way of working, it is the way they'll help you in, managing activities in a shorter duration, I'll say. So when it comes to other aspect, the negative what people talk about is the indiscipline. Then is when it comes to attire or when it comes to professionalism, they lack. It is not at all that. It is completely in your hands how you mold them. It is all about, if you guide them, if you mentor them in a right way, they will definitely change. And change is not necessary that you need to get in them. It is even you need to adapt those changes. So Gen Z, I am not against, but definitely we have to think of the positives and to convert the negative into positives. So you will enjoy working with them.
As an HR lead, do you have any suggestions or tips for the workforce that are watching this podcast right now?
See, I would like to suggest on certain points. It is like, when we are working for an organization, it is not about, individuals. It is about us all together, right? So when it comes to, there are various departments in an organization. So what we need to do is we need to collaborate together and work towards the vision, correct? And in this, what can help us is like, having a proper email etiquettes, following email etiquettes, like giving seniors respect, or not necessary the respect has to be related to seniors. Respect has to be for every single human being in the organization, wherein if you have any concerns, speak up rather than sending each other long lengthy emails, because like they say, emails don't have emotions. The other person won't be able to understand what are you trying to say. It's better you discuss and think about a resolution rather than humiliating one another. So I think open discussions might help us, email etiquettes might help us, and then focusing towards we all are working towards a common motive rather than department working separately.
So you must have interviewed thousands of candidates before, and you must have asked these questions. But right now, across the table, I wanted to ask you this question: where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I definitely see myself in the role of HR director, because when it comes to operational activities, I feel I've done enough. Now it's the time to groom my team more so that they take up this role and I move into strategic human management, wherein I'll be able to, create a better workplace and get into the role of, defining processes which will help, all the departments, their goal moving towards business motive or vision.
Okay, so that means the things that you have been doing all these years, or your team has been doing, you will be more in a strategic position to define where the next 4 or 5 or say a decade of the company and the talent in the company goes, and how we want to achieve it. That's an interesting answer actually. So now we've talked a lot about your professional life. We wanted to know what really actually drives you, what's your personal ambition and goal. So I want to actually know about Supriya, who's outside Konverge Technologies. So we'll start from your childhood. You have been born and brought up in Mumbai. So what was your school life like? Were you always studious, the first bencher types, or you were very mischievous?
See, I have always been a studious person, and till now I personally believe in learning. Okay, so education has always been an important part in my life. When it comes to schooling, it is like I was always a first bencher, sitting right in front of the teacher, and wherein completing homework on time and informing teacher that I've done it. Then is participating in all the activities, whether it's saying the national anthem, or whether it is about reading in class, because whenever any teacher would ask who wants to read, it is like me on top. I want to do that activity. So education for me has always been important, but yes, I have always been a quiet person when it comes to
Okay.
school life.
Okay. As many students or your friends would say, were you a teacher's pet, or did they ever call you that you were a teacher's pet?
Yes, definitely they have done that.
Okay. So, has in your school or college life, were there any professors or teachers that really made an impact on you? You were studious, you were very diligent in your work and your school work as well. But in your early years, was there any experience with them that really wanted, and you thought about yourself that I want to be like her or him, or say I want to grow up and work like that?
Yeah, there are, see, multiple people playing important role in your life because you keep on meeting people. Okay, and it's always about getting some valuable lessons from them. When it comes to schooling, I have met people. When it comes to my maths teacher, because the way she used to teach, the discipline, the logical thinking, from that time I'll tell you, more than the subject, I fell in love with being a disciplined person, because that quality I have adapted from there. Then when it comes to college, again, I had my SP professor, wherein the way he used to teach, then that impacted me a lot. Then I thought, no, I need to get into a role wherein maybe teaching could help me.
Okay. So you wanted to become a teacher.
Yes, I wanted to become a teacher. Like everyone has some or the other dreams, right? My childhood dream was being a teacher itself, and that also maths teacher.
So your childhood dream was to become a teacher. What did you work on? Did you know in your college life that you wanted to become an HR and wanted to progress your career in that field?
See, not at all, because my childhood dream, like I said, was to become a teacher. Okay, but when I started my colleging, so there, when it comes to my HSC boards, there I had pursued my diploma in aviation, which was a challenging time for me as well, because I took up that opportunity of getting into one side it is like HSC boards, other side diploma in aviation, wherein my you know the teacher was the professor in short was not at all happy, because me being studious, one side boards and other side aviation, he said it is not inlined. But then I thought, let me try it out. Maybe like everyone loves glamour industries and all, so why not to try out to profession at the same time. So I thought I will be able to do it, but then I thought I completed my diploma in aviation, then I continued with my studies, I completed my graduation. After that, I took up my first job. While I took up my first job, and it was into IT,
Okay.
because that time the interest, while completing graduation, it moves towards, let me start off my career, let me check, what the first job opportunity I'll get into, because I completed my internship also into hospitality, but that didn't interest me much. So while I took up my first job, that was into IT, it was more into project management, aligning engineers, handling escalation calls and all. So wherein there I realized, no, when there has to be someone to hear out to the engineers as well, because whatever queries they have, me being handling aligning calls to them, they used to come and speak up their concerns, that I have faced difficulty while I have reached this site, and when it comes to the allowances, there were multiple aspects, they're not getting to attend events in office and all. So then I thought, after having such conversation feedbacks and all, my interest toward people management went more. So after that, then I thought, no, maybe this career would be the good choice that I can make. So I then pursued my diploma in human resource management. Then came a picture of diploma in business management, MBA into human resource, then is human resource strategic management, and the certification went on. So after that, I got an opportunity to work into human resource, and from that time till now, I never looked back. And this is the journey which I was looking out for, and I'm really happy with the career that I chose.
So you mentioned, it was a very interesting pivot. You said that in your school life you wanted to become a maths teacher. You shifted and started pursuing a diploma in aviation and hospitality, and you eventually ended up as a human resource, starting your career in the human resource department. Uh, you mentioned about a professor as well, in your college life. So why was the professor not thrilled about? What really actually irked them? You mentioned that you were studious, so obviously did aviation hospitality diploma did not involve a lot of studying. How was it?
It didn't involve a lot of studying. It was more of practical activity when it comes to education, because me being studious, he wanted me to get into education sector, as in more line. If you talk about legal, if you talk about CS, if you talk about CA, that was his aspect. You get into all this rather than aviation, because as per your personality, this would, as per your talent, your caliber, I think this would be more preferable. And he didn't wanted me to lower my percentage when it comes to, because I after when I completed the aviation diploma and my HSC boards, I still remember, if I would have not chosen this diploma, my percentage would have been more high.
So I think it was a good learning curve for you when you pursued your diploma. But has that changed? Helped? I would, to reframe this question, I would ask you rather, has it helped your confidence? Has it actually, aligned with what you are doing today, or has it made you learn new things because of that little pivot that you had in your college days?
Definitely, it has helped me a lot. See, whatever education or diploma, whatever I've pursued, it has definitely brought some or the other change in me. Now, if you talk about aviation or hospitality, it is all about personality. Okay, it is about getting trained into certain subjects. So it has increased my confidence. Then when it comes to the other, diplomas and what I've done, when it comes to business management or human resource, it has changed me as a person of understanding people more, and then getting into experience into human resource, the function basically.
So, as your profession that you are in right now, would you call yourself an introvert?
See, when it comes to, I am an introvert in person, okay, but that is my personal life. But if you talk about professional life, I have to be an extrovert, because if I am not approachable, if I am not speaking to people, if I don't open up, then definitely people will not come to me for sharing their concerns and all. And having the past experience into human resources, I've got an opportunity to work as a trainer when it comes to L&D. I have also been I've taken trainings on tax management. Then when it comes to about other activities like into sales, that is basically temp staffing, visiting clients, proposing, pitching about the resource deployment and all. I've done that. So for that you need confidence. For that you have to be an extrovert. You cannot be an introvert. But yes, personally I'm an introvert. So I need to balance both personal life and
So
professional
basically,
life.
there are two sides of Supriya
Yes.
that we have not seen, and I think this podcast will show both the sides. At least we'll try and get that both sides. So you mentioned about being an extrovert in your professional life. You come off as very strong and very composed when you are at work, but once you leave the office premises, when you're outside, uh, you feel that it is difficult to show vulnerability because the charisma, the aura that you portray in the organization, that you also have to carry it outside.
See, yes, it does, because the case is emotions showing all the time. It's not possible, right? Because you have to be strong, you have to be practical. But yes, the most important part in this is like unless you show emotions, you'll not feel connected to people, and people always like the real side of.
So now we know everyone talks about work-life balance, and balancing both professional and personal life isn't easy, especially when you are in a leadership role, when you're leading the team. Uh, have been there times where it has got overwhelming for you?
Yes, because see, when it comes to balancing both the aspects becomes difficult, but it is not impossible. So, what I believe in, at times work will win, at times your family, the time that they need, that will win. So, balancing both is based on prioritizing the activities, you'll be able to manage it.
So even the strongest person have some kind of insecurities, is there something you are still learning that you are still willing to accept about yourself?
Yes, one quality which I think even I need to, work on is stop overthinking. Because what happens is it is not with some intent or anything, but it is like, there are so many activities you're working on, and there are certain deadlines that is at the same time. Okay, so you keep on thinking about those activities, but I feel whatever has to go in flow, that will definitely go. And if suppose certain things wherein you can push, you need to plan properly, organize stuff, and you'll be able to achieve it. So I need to stop overthinking.
So stop overthinking, and you have an excellent time management as well. But it sometimes happens that you have to be there for everyone in the organization as well as in your personal life as well. So after that some point of there is a breaking point for everyone at some point or the other. So who do you turn to after at that point of time?
That's my husband. He's been strength and he's always been supportive. So that is the only one person whom I look after.
So we have some questions, more on that thing. But before that, let us begin with the rapid fire round. So again, as the name goes, rapid fire. The first thing that comes to your mind, you can tell us. So the question is an HR policy that you secretly wish did not exist.
Sandwich leave policy. Why? Because in this I feel, not necessary every time employees will do it purposely, right? Sometimes they need a break. Sometimes, there could be a medical emergency. So if you don't add it, then it can benefit employees.
So I agree. I mean, sandwich leave is something that I hope every organization in India can get rid of. So I hope everyone who's listening or viewing this podcast thinks about it very seriously. So one tourist spot that you would visit again and again.
Mahabaleshwar.
And why?
I find it peaceful, relaxing. Because when there are so many activities going on in your work life, I feel when I need break, I should go there.
No, I thought that you would say that it's all about strawberries over there.
No, I'm not a strawberry fan.
Oh, I think the strawberry shake over there is to die for. But yeah, I think we can have differing opinions.
You'll find strawberry in everything. Whether it's a milkshake or whether it's a dessert or whether it's anything.
So mountains, beaches, or city life, what's your vibe?
Beaches, again peaceful, relax.
Which is your favorite beach destination?
Goa.
What's more stressful, interviewing candidates or planning the office Diwali party?
Diwali party, of course. That planning and organizing, and the efforts behind it.
That takes a lot of toll actually. I think the planning starts before a month, I feel.
More than that.
What's one word or phrase that you find yourself saying all the time at work?
See, I say it in Hindi because when it comes to my team, so many activities are allocated. आपको समझ में आया कि नहीं? I keep on saying that.
If you could swap your job role with anyone else for a day, who would that be and why?
Is it particularly in office or outside as well?
Anywhere that you feel.
I would like to complete my dream, teacher.
Oh wow. So I think what you can do is you can complete your dream at your organization as well. You can teach some stuff over there to all the employees. And the best part is that everyone has to listen to.
I'll have to begin the training sessions.
Yeah.
That might fulfill my dream again.
What's one hilarious or surprising rumor that you've heard about yourself?
See, one rumor I can say is people feel suppose if they sit with me, okay, for a discussion, either that could be an exit or that could be an PIP session. But it is not that. Because what happens is now when there is an HR department, there is hierarchy, there are levels. But people sitting with me, they must be feeling कुछ तो escalation होगा तब जाके वो सुप्रिया के साथ बैठे हैं. So that's a rumor. It's not necessary. People share whenever they have any grievance or anything, they can come up and speak to me.
So it's not about they going to an HR executive instead of HR head. It's not particularly that HR head को बुलाया है, HR head ने बुलाया है. So it's something very serious conversation that she needs to have.
Correct.
So according to you, which job title gets the biggest paycheck in your industry?
See, there are different titles, I'll say, because when it comes to different industries or different field, it differs, right? And if you talk about an HR function, CHRO.
And the highest annual package that you actually offered to a candidate?
That shouldn't be discussed, because the case is, if I discuss that, then employees will have more expectation during appraisals.
That's a very smart way to play it down. But at least, we would like to know, the number that you actually offer to a candidate, irrespective of the position.
Could be 60 lakh.
If you had a day with zero meetings and no deadlines, what would you do?
I would spend time with my daughter.
Wonderful. That's the best way to spend. So that was super fun. And, as I said, we are moving to the more personal side to Supriya, and we want to know your true college romance story. You are you're from a South Indian background, and your husband is from Gujarat. So it's basically a plot to the movie of two states. So tell us, what was the phase like for both of you, and when you decided to leave from the courtship period to your marriage period to your wedding, how was it?
See, I met my husband in college, first year itself, and that time we begin with friendship. So after that we met, friendship, started understanding each other, long conversations went on. Then I realized, no, this is the one whom I was looking out for. And when it comes to, see, for me, it is not only about money. It is about the person, it is about behavior, and it is all about love. From there the story began. But having a husband like him is a big blessing, because when we started only, it was very clear we need to focus on our career. He's also studious, I am also studious, so we began focusing on our career. It was not whole day you need to chat or talk on phone or anything. Focus on your respective careers, and then it is like future you can build together.
Right.
So that it is the way it started, and we informed at home probably after he completing a stage in his career, and then parents accepted it. So with the blessing of parents, and today it is like you're blessed with a child.
Wow. That's a very wonderful life that you are actually spending right now. But in the initial phase as well, did you face any difficulties? You mentioned that you got the blessings from respective parents, but was there any kind of resistance initially?
No, it was not, because when parents also met him, based on his personality, his career, it was matching everything what a girl wants, and what a parents' expectation, whatever they have, it was matching. So of course culture plays a very important role, but it is more beyond the culture. It is all about person. So when that both the vibes, the expectation matches, things happen.
Right. So, adjusting to a person or a family, I would say, is easy. But, adjusting to a completely new culture is kind of difficult, or say something kind of a revelation. So, is there anything from your husband's culture that you absolutely love doing?
See, when it comes to my husband culture, it is completely, they are Gujarati, okay? So when it comes to cooking and eating, that is, and celebrating Navratri, what I have learned, I'll tell you, the best part in Gujarati, it is like, the family gatherings. Because the way it happens, and the term what they use, vyavhar, that I have learned. And I personally respect it so much. It has changed me as a person.
I think that plays a big role. The Vevar that the Gujarati families do. They come together every once a while. So Supriya, I have a line which I want you to translate in Gujarati. So basically, I want you to ask to your husband. You are waiting outside your movie theater, and he's running late. So how would you ask him in Gujarati?
I would say, તમે ક્યાં છો? હું વેટ કરું છું. કેટલો ટાઈમ લાગશે? જલ્દી આવી જા.
So now, Supriya, moving to another role of yours of being a mother of playing a very important role in the life. So how do you juggle between a wife, between a mother, and an HR leader as well?
All three roles, I'll tell you, are more important for me. Okay, and to balance that is what I have learned with time. That is, when it comes to work life balance, when it comes to being a mother, being a wife, all three play most important and critical role. Okay, being a mother, I'll say, doing activities for my child, that is dropping her to school, taking care of her education, whatever, homework and all is there, making her complete that. Then when it comes to being a wife, managing household, that is from morning tiffin till the meals once you reach home, and other household chores to do. Then when it comes to being into a leadership role in office, managing, it is not about 10 to 7, it is all about being available all the three roles all the time. So the most important factor is balancing, and that, I'll tell you, time only teaches you well.
I kind of agree with that. Once you actually live it practically, you tend to adjust it to it, and you try to do your best.
Correct.
So which also comes another aspect. Making meals and dropping your kid to school is one part, but there are moments where there's a function in your daughter's school. So how would you be able to juggle all of that?
See, like I said, it is all about balance. Now, when I know there are important functions, like her annual function is there, her PTA meetings are there, and apart from that, there are certain, performance oriented sessions in school as well. So I make it a point, I attend that. So when, your work demands, you have to be available there, but when your family needs your time, your child needs your time, you have to be available there. So it is all about balancing.
So I've just got one last request and a question for you, Supriya. Before we wrap this up, is there any special message that you want to give to all the working women who's actually watching this podcast? They're juggling their careers, families, and everything in between.
So I would definitely like to give a message, like, to all the females, it is like the doors are open, opportunities are there, grab it. I know it is difficult, but it is not impossible. It is all about, you, and you will definitely able to succeed. Because for you to succeed, you need to have a clear vision. Everything is in your hand. How are you going to balance it, right? So if you have that capability, don't just wait, grab that opportunity, and with time you'll be able to manage it and succeed.
So that was actually a very great suggestion to all the employees. I would like to thank you, Supriya, for coming onto the show. Thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for sharing your personal story and how you balance it all. It was great having you here.
Thank you, Kunal. It is, really, I am feeling good that, I got an opportunity to be present here and sharing my insights. I hope it will, definitely inspire females and many more.
And that brings us to the end of yet another episode of HOK Talks. If you like what you see, please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. This is your host Kunal. Until next time. Bye bye.